Hello, this is Dr. Scott Young, and today we're going to talk about the faithful manager. Coming right up. So I know a lot of you guys want to talk a lot about, several. Well, we're going to talk a lot about several topics. Number one, I want to talk about. I appreciate you guys want to talk about my cough. It is a spiritual problem. I promise you, I appreciate you want to share with me your little tea things or whatever that is. Please, 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 please don't do it. Just pray. Truthers are being attacked in many ways. Mine is a physical thing. I've been sick as a dog for a while here on this particular area. Just pray, okay? Please don't share with me your homeopathic issue. Don't. I know you mean well. Please don't. Just pray. That's the best thing you can do. Number two, let's get on to the next area. I know some of you are really upset because you have seen the BRICS thing. I was talking about it. I was like, that was one of the backwall areas. Guess what? BRICS did go gold backed. And you're going, why did America go with it? Well, guess what? America got stuffed in an egg, and we're there. You guys don't realize we're there. We're sitting on toothpicks. There's a whole bunch of economists. I can't even say it right. Put that one in a little egg basket and kind of shake it up several times. So these economists have come to me, or I've come to them, and I'll give you an example of one person that did this with. And these non-NESARA people, and they are so freaked out about the economy, which they should be if they don't believe in NESARA. And they're sitting there going, "Oh, we're screwed." And I got to tell you, there's a TikTok guy, I don't even know who it is, but he actually puts it out there that if you compare the Great Depression to now, economically, just pure economics to it, we are 30 times worse than we are in the Great Depression. I mean, I could give you numbers, and you don't want to hear them right now because it's not relevant enough. We're way worse than the Great Depression. There's no way we come out of this. President Trump actually retruthed this issue out there. Something about one of the South American countries are coming out with something about an alien, a little tiny alien sitting in a box that is 1,000 years old. And it's just stupid. I mean, it's just their new stupid, shiny toy. I know that sounds dumb when I say it that way. A little shiny toy about what they're going to show you instead of really showing you Epstein Island and all the things that we really need to talk about. They just want to show you something 1,000 years ago. And my response to that is shut up, right? And his response to that was, this is like 90% of all the Congress and Senate. And I thought that was a beautiful statement out there. The reality is that the Congress and Senate and the American, idiocy. I mean, as soon as they talked about an American impeachment point, I mean, the press was like, "You don't have any right to do this." And I'm like, "Shut up! You guys are just so stupid. You're so you're so ridiculous because this thing is spinning to an end. And the economist, I had an economist that I almost brought on to the show, and instead of coming on to the show, who didn't, I kind of thought that he didn't believe in this. Instead of coming onto the show, he decided to use a Wikipedia thing, which if he was in college today, and he's young enough to be in college, probably 15 years ago. And he used Wikipedia, he would get an F. Now, in sign language, this is A, B, C, D, E, F. And this is the sign for F. This is not a cabal sign. He would get an F. The only time you would ever use Wikipedia, the only time I use Wikipedia is if I'm sitting at the couch and I want to use trivia to like go, who's in that movie? That movie, who's the guy in the movie kind of thing. It's just a trivia point. Wikipedia isn't even used by the liberalist professors. And yet every one of them use it against Scott to talk about NESARA because it is the most idiot conversation I've ever seen in my life. It is stupid to talk about NESARA and Wikipedia. Just don't do it to me, okay? And I gave that guy a whole list of information that he could have talked about NESARA if he wanted to, and he could have actually debated it with me on it. None of those people actually will actually make it through from an economic level in this thing because the Fed is dead, the IRS is dead. All of these issues are completely destroyed in that way. And if you're hoping for something to kind of come out of this, the BRICS have destroyed it. All these things are gone. And I know you're upset about this because today is what I'm showing you, September 15th. Now, you're also upset because Derek Johnson shared with me and shared with a lot of people, and then I looked this up too, that September 12th was this actual interesting date of a supposedly last date that you could extend, or a backwall date for Executive Order 13848. And what that is the crimes against humanity for the election fraud. Now, what that was is from 2018. And what that was talking about is all the election fraud from 2018, 2020, and 2022. Now, when you talk about those particular dates, what those actually are talking about is that it holds those morons accountable for the incredible amount of election fraud. It goes down to even the people that, if you've listened to me quite a long time frame, this and I had this one lady that really got upset with me calling them idiots and morons. Well, guess what? If you're someone who has corrupted and disgustingly taken our country away from us, I'm going to call you an idiot and a moron because you're actually going to spend 20 to 40 years in a prison until you're dead. So guess what? I get to call you an idiot and a moron. Sorry. Okay. Because you are a criminal through and through. And many of you are probably in treason points. So, well, guess what? I think the least of the statements that you get to be called is a criminal, is an idiot or moron. Because you are so stupid. If you look at the information from the Georgia point, they actually wrote down in the Georgia statement 200 for Biden and 0 for Trump. 150, 100, 100, 100, 150, 200. They didn't even have the temerity to put in their 118. See, if you and I were lying, we would have put 218, 115. We would have put just a different number just to fake it. That means they've been doing it for so many generations that they were too stupid to write even a lying kind of number. They just put 100 because they've been doing this for so many generations. They stopped trying to lie. That's how stupid they are. And that's why I tell you they're stupid, morons, and idiots. Okay? Okay, let's go backward. Now, because I tell you, a faithful manager, and you're gonna to make sense of this one. Now, that executive order 13848 in I think it was in September 7th. If you go onto the government website, the White House government website, and you check on September 7th, they actually extended the date of this, and everyone was having a hissy fit, absolute complete hissy fit, because they extended it for another year. And I would say to you, why are you having a hissy fit? No, you're going, because it's going to go on for another year. And I'm like, calm down. First off, number one, you had your enemy say that you're going to have treason placed against you. At best, the little idiots are going to go to jail for 20 to 40 years. This is crimes against humanity. Really, that's treason. They're signing their own treason statements against themselves. Do you understand what I just said? They signed the warrants against themselves. What they wrote in the memo is that we want to have election integrity for ourselves. And when you read the scriptures here in a second, you're going to see how ridiculous this is. I mean, it's so crazy, it's not funny. And by the way, it is not going to take a year. It is going to be days, maybe a week or two to get this thing rolling. They just knew that it was going to take a little bit more time than September 12th. Calm down. Can you do that? Can you do that? Because I can. Because the difference between hope is an expectation. That's what the Greek word is. It's called ellipsis. It's an expectation. If you're living in your expectation, calm it down. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the expectation. Faith is the substance of your expectation and the promise of things unseen. So sometimes I do have my expectation dashed. Okay. So let's calm our expectations down, because I'm not. Oh, I had a guy that called me or emailed me up, and he goes, I'm going to trash you in just a little bit. Now, Eddie's a nice guy. He watches my videos. And by the way, I'll follow this up with a statement. And he said, I'm going to trash you if you don't explain yourself, and maybe you'll talk better about those dates. And I was like, as if I have anything to do with the white hat military. Now, they're watching my videos. I hope they are. Hey, dudes. And I'm like, as if they care what I think. They don't give a rip. I'm sitting here with a purple shirt and a balding head, and they don't give a rip what I think. And I said, dude, I'm putting out information about what I'm looking at here. I said, but I'm trying to just give out hope and faith. What do you think that means? I said, in essence, I'm trying to build up the faith of the people around, based upon a set of determining factors that I'm kind of putting out there. That's all I'm kind of giving you. I said, let's just say I'm a lieutenant colonel in the White Hat Army, and I said, hey man, I'm really mad that I haven't gotten it done. And they'd be looking at me like, get out of the way, do your job, shut up. They probably use a couple F words in there. Right? That's all they would say to me. Shut up and do your job. And that's really what God's not using that word with me, but shut up and do your job. Right now, do your job. What is your job about? Your job is to stand firm. Okay? Let's do our job here. The job is to look at the scriptures. Now, if you haven't done this with me, I want you to understand what I look at. This is the major Bible I look at. So this is the Holman Study Bible. I use the Strong's Concordance. You can look at the King James Version. You can actually buy this on Olive Tree Study Bible. You can buy it. It's $10. You can get the King James Version, Olive Tree Hand Strong's Concordance. I like it because what I can do is that I can underline it, and I like every other kind of area that I can use yellow and purple. It kind of does pink. I hate that pinky color, but it's just what I've done for a long time. And then I have my notes here, and I separate those notes kind of thing so that I can kind of see what I'm doing here. Okay. And then each one of those notes that you can kind of see what I'm writing about, that kind of stuff. And then I talk about those notes. Now, inside of here, I have got the money kind of thing, and I'm talking about the NESARA thing, and I'm kind of doing a lot of information with that too. Okay, so let's go backward here from a couple weeks, or almost a couple weeks ago, a week ago. Now, we were talking about 1 Corinthians 3:13. Now, if you don't understand the Bible, sometimes people get like one myopic viewpoint of the word. Each one's work will become obvious, for that day will disclose it. Now, what does that mean? That means that final day will disclose it, because it will be revealed by fire. The fire will test the quality of each one's work. Now, it means a final day. Your final day. It also means the great day of the wrath of the Lamb. Okay, that's a multiple meaning statement. If anyone's work, the work that he has built survives, he will receive reward. If that work is burned up, it will be lost. He will be saved, and yet he will escape through the fire. Don't you yourself know that you're the sanctuary of the Spirit of the Lord? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, then it goes on a little bit further. And let's see here. Let's go a little further. So, but I'm sorry, we're going to skip up a little bit before this. So that was talking about what that is here. Now, let's go a little before that point. So that was talking about what the final destiny point in here. Now, but in verse 12, it says, if anyone on that foundation with gold, silver, and costly stones, and really what that is, an ore. Okay, I know they put the ore at the straw, but it's wood, hair, stubble, or straw. Now, in different versions, it says straw. So what it's saying is an ore point. So the foundation is in Jesus, but your wood. I mean, you have gold, silver, costly stones, wood, hair, stubble. Those are things that you might have as points of reference, or amounts that you could actually do. And the work that you do, the currency that you would have, that would be currency that would go through the fire, right? And that would be coming through. That would be the reward that you would make. Obviously, the reward would be, for instance, the gold, or we're just going to skip over every little thing. So the gold or wood. So if you had only wood, well, that would be burned up, or gold, well, that would come through in that way. Okay. Now, if you think that this only refers to your death, well, then you'd be missing the point, because Scripture is a mirroring effect. Now, Melchizedek in the Old Testament is a forward reference to Jesus. It always has been. See, that's why we can see Scripture and then forward and go, wow, I saw something much deeper in there. Sorry. Now, when we come to chapter 4, there's a fascinating reference. In verse 2, In this regard, so it's talking about the mystery, the God's mysteries in the servants of Christ and managers of God. In this regard, it is expected of managers that each one of them be found faithful. Now, and you go, okay, well, yeah, that makes sense. But you got to pause for a second and understand the words in there. And what's so cool about Strong's Concordance is it gives you the definitions of those words. So in the definition of the word, that means the fiscal agent. Now, it also means preacher, chamberlain, governor, and steward. Now, I know steward is the other user, but when you understand what a steward is the one that actually is, you can also call it a fiduciary. It's real interesting. It's the person that has the ability to move the money. It's exactly what a fiduciary is. A wealth manager is another word for that. A fiscal agent is the ability for the person to use it correctly, like the treasurer. Now, catch that for a second. I just want you to pull that back for half a second. Found faithful for the believer. Here's what I want you to see. Gold-backed currency, the gold being put through the fire, the testing, to a fiscal agent being faithful. Guys, if you catch what I'm seeing in here, and it's he's Paul is doing this conversation. What we have is a fiat currency done by a private agency, the Fed, that has no recompense of any type. That's why we're in this freaked out mess, this hot mess that we see ourselves in. And each nation is going to have their own quantum financial system, a decentralized quantum financial system that is going to be checked over by the government, overseen by their own people. I'm going to pull this back here. Overseen by their own people. So what we're saying is that the fiscal agent is the managers of the people. I mean, we're talking about a constitutional republic written as inside of the Bible. I mean, you couldn't explain it differently. You couldn't explain it better. I'm so fascinated by the word. That's why people don't spend enough time in the word and just let it marinate. You know, the reason why, the word, when you understand the word marinate, and I'm really a bad cook. Really good cooks, when they mix the stuff together. See, I'm not patient when it comes to cooking. And real good cooks, they put things together and they just got to let it cook. You got to let it marinate so that it seeps into all the ingredients. I mean, the ingredients, seep in with all the good stuff that they put in there. And so when you let it go, but see, I'm good at listening to the words inside of the Bible and let it marinate in me. That's the part I'm good at. And see, a lot of people don't spend enough time in the Word. See, they're always off looking at the 777 books of the Bible or the other fake books of the Bible, which is the same kind of thing here. I'm more focusing on the 66 books of the Bible and saying, you know what? I see a constitutional republic run by the people with a gold-backed currency, with a fiscal agent, with a decentralized system, saying run by fiscal agents on a faithful kind of system, going, that's what I want to see done. And it's coming, baby. It's coming like a freight train. And I'm sitting here, and you know what? If Trump was really scared about it, he wouldn't be dancing like an idiot. I'm sorry, but he would be. like a dummy off of an airplane. Why would he be coming off an airplane dancing like his little white dummy boy? I mean, I wouldn't be like, he'd be, I wouldn't be dancing off an airplane like that, but he supposedly is. He's not upset. Why are you? Why are you upset about it? Calm down. We're near Rosh Hashanah. This is not the rapture of the church, by the way. This is not the end of the tribulation. The rapture of the church is going to happen down the road. I promise you that's going to happen. You know what this is? You know what the Rosh Hashanah is? It's the coronation of the king. It's not the coronation of Trump, and it's not the coronation of Jesus yet. That will happen down the road. This is not the rapture of the church. This is a cool time of NESARA, NESARA, and the EBS stuff. It's coming. It's going to be really kind of cool. You're going to like it. But you just got to be calm, okay? Calm yourself. Calm yourself inside, okay? So just be praying for the truthers, praying for me. I appreciate it. We'll try to get the information out the best we can, okay? Just share and like the information. Share it around as much as you can.